Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here. Very hard to follow that. Shiona is very good. Now, first of all, it's a great pleasure to be here. I do thank you all for attending tonight. I mean, you've come to this, and I've come to this. Very sad, I know. But I do love art. I am a lover of art. As you can see, I'm very highbrow. You can see the brow keeps on going. Notice that? It doesn't stop. My brow just goes right around my body. In fact, if I take my clothes off, my brow just keeps going. You could actually circumnavigate my brow. That is how pretentious I am. So, incidentally, I was on the train on the way here, and sitting in front of me, there was this little 2-year-old child sitting. There was a mother and a 2-year-old child just in front of me. The mother's facing that way, the child's facing this way, and you know what they do, those kids. Kid spots me. Ma'am? Ma'am? Why has that man got so much face? That's a true story. Where are you going? That's not over yet. I've only just started. What's happening? Important call? Yeah? I can take the call for you if you like. Oh. Jeez. Spare seat in the front. All right, but tonight, instead of me as usual carrying on like an idiot about a subject I know nothing about, I'm going to cut to the chase. I bought the paper on the way here, and I'm going to go straight to the art section, and we're going to see what the real experts have got to say about this exhibition we're all going to see later on. So I'll just do that. You know, this shouldn't take long. I mean, it's the Daily Telegraph, you know. It's certainly got its finger on the cultural pulse of a nation. Okay, here we go. Why do people do that when I read the paper? I don't know why you have to do that. It's like, look at me, I can read. Why do you do that? You don't need to do that. And God, it's paper. They don't call it stationery for nothing. Come on. Come on. All right, let's see. The art section's got to be here somewhere. This won't take too long. Here we go. There's a few headlines here. Oh, research shows people becoming smarter. Sucker now born every 24 hours. There you go. There you go. Okay, what else we got? Mathematician who discovered zero stopped at nothing. There we go. There we go. Thank you for laughing at that. It's just a headline. KFC chicken breasts found to be implants. Female poet gives birth to couplets. There we go. There we go. Dyslexic bear dies after hyphenating for the winter. All right, where was I? Oh, yes, the art section. We'll get there soon. What else have we got here? Here we go. A call for free cochlear implants falls on deaf ears. What about that one? Is that funny? That funny? Mysterious weeping Jesus found to be sad old hippie. There you go. Paradox at nightclub when blind man shown the door. Desmond Tutu is moving out of public life. He's handing over to Desmond 3-3. That joke could go on forever, you realize that? I won't, though. Just have a little sip of my beautiful drop of wine here. Oh, yes, that's the 2010 Jackson Pollock. It's a nice drop if you like a splash. Come on, it's free! Don't expect too much, you greedy, arty people. I don't know. Come here, you work hard. Not really big news, though. Listen to this. Faithful men are smarter and more evolved than cheating husbands. Jesus, Tiger Woods must still have gills. As Descartes said, I think, therefore I'm single. I think he said that, I'm not sure. Sorry, we'll get to the art section. I'm just wasting my own time here. Politics, we might at least find some substance in the politics section here. There's a little cartoon of Julia Gillard. It's so cruel, aren't they, those cartoonists? You know what's making fun of Julia and the big pointy nose? Must be horrible for having a long pointy nose like Julia Gillard. Imagine that. But I miss Kevin Rudd. Do you miss Kevin? Does anyone miss Kevin? Is it just me? Is it just me? Little cuddly Kevin, oh, little koala. Little cuddly koala, little goalless koala. His little gall popped out. That's what happens, you get stabbed in the back, your little gall pops out. Poor Kevin. Remember when he spoke at the United Nations and nobody was there to witness it? Even when he took off his own shoe and threw it at himself. He missed, by the way. Oh, that was the day. Julia Gillard plans to run her campaign on the strength of a track record, and she plans to begin her track record just as soon as the election is over. Just think about that. I'll have to spray again if you don't get it. Julia wants to move Australia forward. Move Australia forward. What for? To be further away from the boats? Is that the idea? Is that what going? That makes me angry at boats. You see, you know, here we get the boats. I hate it. The papers are full of this boat thing. Turn back the boats. Oh my God, it's an invasion. There must be dozens of them. They'll steal our woman. They'll take our job. They're coming at us from all sides. Somebody save us from this boatload of desperate, starving people with nowhere left to live. You can see I get angry about this. You can see my passion. Well, I can see it from here, but I'm looking from the inside. Tony Abbott says we must draw the line somewhere, but unfortunately his pencil won't write on the ocean. Oh, Tony Abbott, you like anyone? How many people like Tony Abbott? Good, I'll get stuck in then. No, you've got to choose your audience. You've got to know your audience. Tony Abbott is a former Catholic seminarian. Do you know what a seminarian is? It's like a vegetarian, except even the fruit is forbidden. Yes, that's Tony in a nutshell, or a nutcase as the case may be. Tony said, if you elect Tony Abbott, you get Tony Abbott. It's like saying if you purchase cheese, you get a blue-veined, rancid, mold-ridden, stinking lump of fat. Interesting, eh? In this election, if you opt for the donkey vote, you get a choice of two. Yes, here another call for the process of the asylum seekers onshore this time. Colin Barnett said taking family groups and small children to very remote, isolated parts of the country is not the most humanitarian way of treating people. He should know he's the Premier of Western Australia. And his party slogan is, what's mine's yours, except for the mines, they're ours. Yes, once a jolly swagman, but not anymore. No, look, it's just getting worse, this paper. I can't find the art section. Here we go. Australians don't want to pay for global warming solutions. See, many Australians don't trust the government's claims that the sky is falling. I suppose they just think it's the insulation. Could be it. Barnaby Joyce, very concerned about government spending on emissions and trading schemes. He said, money doesn't grow on trees. It comes out of people's pockets, and those pockets will be of coal miners, farmers, and ladies doing the shopping. Pauline Hanson has come out with a solution. Just stitch on more pockets. Pauline, another clanger from the ranger. Oh, did you hear about Barry O'Farrell? He called Julia a ranger a couple of months ago. Do you remember that? I know the actual story of what happened. It's not really as bad as you think. Barry was actually being interviewed when Julia came into power, and the interviewer said, Barry, what do you think? Have you contacted Julia about, and congratulations? And Barry said, rang her, but she never rang back. So, misquote. It's a misquote. Proposed nuclear waste dump on Aboriginal land. That's nothing new, is it? In the 1950s, Britain used Maralinga in South Australia for its own personal waste dump. And then soon after, a cancerous lump appeared nearby. I think it's called Adelaide. Anyone from Adelaide in the audience tonight, or can I get stuck in? I've got family there in Adelaide, it's okay. I don't get on with them. Everything I say just goes in one head and straight out the other. Here we go. All right, I'm sorry, I digress. We'll get there soon. Oh, look, there may be hope for us yet. In the revamped Australian citizen test, human values knock out sport. Can you believe that? The only sporting question included in the test will be, who tied the legendary kangaroo down? Sport. There we go. There's some more questions here too. I'll just go through those. What'll be the national flower? Correct. That'll get across the room soon enough, don't you worry. What does it feel like to be an Australian? Answer, a twoies. Yeah, twoies? Feel like a twoies? No? All right. A mateship is a vessel that is always welcome in Australian waters. There you go. And Peter Garrett is the Minister for what? Good question. The world news, yes, look at that. It gets almost an entire paragraph in this paper. And they're still going on about the global financial crisis here. Got so bad in America, you know, that Paris Hilton had to change her name to the Medina Apartments. It's a bit like a drum roll, isn't it? Story from New Zealand. I always love a story from New Zealand. 2 New Zealanders were caught with 24 sheep in their car. And the arresting officer was heard to say, okay, you 2 out of the car. Now, you, and you. It says they got off on a technicality. The sheep are all clones, so theoretically, I can't say that word, theoretically, how do you say that? Could someone say that for me? Smart ass. Arty people. Theoretically, they were only carrying 1 sheep 24 times. Oh, look, the lifestyle section. This section is bigger than politics and news put together. It's amazing. Men prefer hourglass figure to a beer. You see, it's not the love handles that turn men off. It's the emotional baggage they're carrying. Think about that on your way home. Oh, fashion. It's all so shallow, isn't it? So shallow. After all, beauty is only skin deep. You take a person's skin away and what do you get? 20 years to life, I'd imagine. Oh, this paper, it goes from the sublime to the ridiculous. Actually, without the sublime, it's just ridiculous in the first place. Here, a chocolate skin cream that fights aging. A chocolate that skis you clean. A chocolate that clears your skin. It's like a nappy that shits itself. No, it's not. The food section, I'm a good chef. I studied to be a tall order cook. You can probably tell, some of you can tell by now. Call on a ban on drug use by celebrities. Well, that's restriction of trade, everybody knows. A short spell in rehab does wonders for a flagging career, doesn't it? And it could be risky. A ban on drug use could mean that Keith Richards will be in danger of dying of natural causes. And we can't have that. We can't. That was wider. I'm sure it was wider. Michael Jackson. Still stories about Michael Jackson here in the paper. Only 3 items were left unsold at a recent auction of Michael's memorabilia. Jackie, Tito and Jermaine. It's terrible, it's so sad. Everyone wants a piece of Michael. Mind you, none of them will ever get as many as his plastic surgeon. You know, he had a fake nose. It was a fake nose. His housekeeper said the fake nose was as plain as the one on the dressing table. It's true. Oh, it's true. It's sad and true. What else have we got here? The Twilight films. Always something on the Twilight films. Twilight look is being hailed as healthy. Who would have thought being moody, pale and anorexic could be good for you? Who needs vitamin B anyway? It just metabolizes fatty acids, synthesizes DNA, and keeps you alive! Tiger Woods, Mel Gibson and Lindsay Lohan are starring in a new film, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Visible Mole. That's a bit lowbrow for you people. I can't believe you went for that. It's the art gallery. Come on. Lift our game. Oh, finally, something about artists, finally. Oh, no, it's rap artists, sorry. Rap artists are getting older. Ice-T has turned 50, apparently. And elderly rappers will now have to change their name. For example, there's Puff Grandaddy, LL Cool Mints, Buster Colostomy Bag, Queen Latifah missing. And look out, the grandmother Flash is in the housey. Oh, here's the crossword. I love the crossword. I love doing the crossword. It's food for the mind. This one's a little tricky, but it looks at things. One across, outer covering for the foot. Now, how can you fit cutaneous epidermis into the space of 4 letters? Can't be done. It can't be done. 4 down, the feeling that one has been in a place or had a specific feeling before. Pass. 5 across, the feeling that one has been in a place or had a specific feeling before. Pass. 7 across, to discharge or expel from the bowels. Pass. 9 down, the sound made by a duck. It doesn't make any sound. You can't spell that. All right, here we go. No, nothing about art. It's incredible. Look, there's a section here on religion, but still no art section. It says here, creation is no longer gospel. A Christian scholar says the earth was not created in 7 days. Surprise, surprise. He said God did create some things, but not heaven and earth. Apparently, he just heard this big bang, and suddenly all hell broke loose. He says the Bible really means that in the beginning God spatially separated the heaven and the earth. But now scientists are saying, who spatially separated God? Spooky. He also said God came later and made the earth livable, separating the water from the land, and the Muslims from the Jews, and the Christians from the Muslims and the Jews, and the Scientologists from basic common sense and logic. It's true. Business section, we'll just skip that. Who reads that? Not me. I mean, the all ordinaries. What's that about? If they're the all spectaculars, it might pique my interest. No, there's no doubt money talks. It just doesn't know any good jokes. Well, here we go. I'll just check that Pollock again. Oh, that's really opening up. We're getting a lot on the palate there. A lot of alcohol. Actually, that's friggin' legless, that wine. All right, must be something about the exhibition in the What's On section. Here we go. Because art can be entertaining, don't you think? Of course it can. Several musicals on in Sydney at the moment. Have you heard about this? There's a German musical on the life of Barack Obama. It's called Hope, Das Obama, the musical. And not to be outdone, Osama bin Laden is starring in his own musical, Middle East Side Story. And the sequel, 7 Brides for One Brother. Also planning a Tiger Woods musical, Hello, Blow Up Dolly. And the sequel, Fiddler on the Roof, the floor, the hotel lobby, the back of the limo, he doesn't care. There's another production about the Greek Prime Minister George Papandreou called 101 Dalmatis. And there's even the Stephen Hawking musical called 10 to the Power of 42nd Street. Some big numbers in that. Come on, you arty people! What's on? Here we go. Here we go. It says Flacco will be talking at the Art Gallery tonight of New South Wales at 6:30, but there's no mention of the exhibition. Oh, and there's a review of my performance already here. Gee, they're quick, aren't they? I'll give them that. It says Flacco sat on the stage using this newspaper as a cheap prop to cover his ignorance and throw a few cheap gags that he'd sticky taped into the paper. How did they know? 1.5 stars. Oh, yeah. It's a tough gig. It's a tough gig. Just a tip, I find the Daily Telegraph is a much better paper when you put your own news into it. It's wonderful. Try it. Try it at home. What have we got left? Sport. That's all we've got. Sport. It takes up half of the newspaper. It's huge. It's more than the news. Even on the ABC, have you noticed on Sunday morning they have that show called the The Insiders with Barry Cassidy panel talk about politics. Half hour later, Offsiders, Barry Cassidy panel talk about sport. Why not equal time for art? Why not insiders, outsiders followed by the outsiders? That's not a joke. I'm pitching a show here. I think it's a wonderful idea. I would host it. I could even be the panel. Come on, we pay them. But this country, it's obsessed by sport. Let's try this quick survey. How many people in the audience, put up your hand, who knows who Matty Johns is? Okay. Now, hands up. How many people have heard of Hands Up? Thank you very much. I've been waiting all week to do that joke. All right, at tennis, I hate tennis. All that grunting, you know, that grunting they do when they play a pointer. What is that all about? You don't hear boxers saying ouch. No, you don't. Oh, the rugby league controversies this year. Says here all the recent controversies could spell the end for the league. Players are already defecting to other codes, rugby union, AFL. Seems the only code that won't accept them is the moral code. True, it's true. Rugby league's now programmed in 3D. Do you know about that? The only problem, though, with screening rugby league in 3D is that the screen will have more depth than the viewers. That's the whole problem. It's true. I know my audience. And there's other ways to see a game in 3D. You just buy a ticket. It's the easiest way. When will it stop? 4D, 5D? I heard they're making a film in 10D based on string theory. You know string theory, where you have reality, 10 dimensions existing outside of time, you know that? Problem with watching a film in 10D is you see the ending before the opening titles, and it's not good. It's not good. Oh, I don't believe it. Here we go. Here we go. Finally, here's something about art right here in the sports section. Amazing. I'll read you this quote. It's Manly Sea Eagles centre Dean Ware commenting on his first half hat trick against the Cowboys. He said, "I'm still getting over scoring 3 tries. It's all a bit surreal." There you go, a footballer who's into surrealism. And again, Canberra Raiders centre Adam Mogg said to be back here is a bit surreal, but it's something my family are happy about. There's no doubt that Adam fully grasped the pure psychic automatism of the game, isn't there? And again, Roosters halfback Mitchell Pearce says, "I'm confident in my football at the moment. Last time it was all just a bit surreal. It's still surreal this time and real nerve-wracking." Who would have thought the rugby league players had such an interest in early 20th century European art movements? It's incredible. I'm stunned. These are all real quotes, by the way. If you Google rugby league and surreal, you do get thousands and thousands of hits. It's quite incredible. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. These men don't really know much about art. It's just how to misuse the word surreal. So rugby league players not only misuse and abuse women and alcohol, but the English language as well. It's just surreal. Mind you, if footballers did know a bit more about our art history, perhaps we'd read more articles like this one. In last night's game, Kurt Gidley got the ball away to Andrew Johns, who passed to Matthew Johns, and then on to Jasper Johns, who was penalised when it came off another painter. He'll have to be more careful in the futurist. Soon after that, pre-Chook Raphaelite Danny Badiris was successful when the penalty kick, the ball passing right through the postmodernists just before the ref blew the final whistler. After the game, halfback Matty Bowen said it was a bit surreal, but I think I made a good impressionist. What are you doing after the talk? You single? Would you like to be? But without my salary cap, I'm completely broke. Are you single? Well, that's it. There's nothing in here about art in the whole paper. I mean, what are they, ladies and gentlemen? You know, this is serious. This paper, it's got sport all over it, sport written all over it. And what is the problem with art? No, this is serious. What is the problem with art? What is so scary about art? What is there to be afraid of with art? I hate it when art sneaks up on you like that. And I don't want you to be alarmed, but you're surrounded by art. It looks like my auntie's doing her, that one. She has great taste, great taste. All right, well, I'm sorry, but there seems to be absolutely nothing in here about local cultural activities. But we have learned one thing, that reading one of these is a great way to waste a half an hour of your time. And I probably should have just told you this a half an hour ago, but there's only one real path to abstraction. That's straight ahead to the right down the stairs and on your left. And as you peruse the exhibition tonight, my friends, just remember that these artists lived and died for the benefit of your visual, intellectual, and cultural enrichment, which is something that Matthew Johns will never achieve. So thank you very much. And remember, he who hesitates, just take that little bit longer to get things done. So off you go, go and see it now. Thank you very much for listening to me. Cheers. Thank you very much.